can you buy a photo camera for under 200 your currency? Let's have a look. Today I have a selection of cameras that fit that criteria, which means we will find you a photo camera for your photography for under that amount. The plan is we're looking for a camera and a lens bundle. So I've had a lot of questions around photography and getting a good camera at different price ranges. So I'm making a selection of videos to help you basically. There's going to be a playlist with another one. I have actually found a photo camera for under 100. I've used pounds as a currency. That was a camera and a lens. Make sure to check out that video. This one today is for the £200 range. So if you have a slight more higher budget, this is a video for you. I found couple of cameras actually, so this is a good price range, especially if you're into photography and you want to dip your toe in. So you'll see there's a few options here. These are all going to be second-hand cameras at this price range because I'm trying to get the best photo camera at a budget. It doesn't matter if they're old cameras. First option, I'll show you 3 options and then we'll look at a proper deep dive. So if you're interested in just the cameras, you can probably listen to the first 2 minutes and you'll get your answer. But the deep dive, I'm going to give you the specs of the cameras and let you know what I would choose. So the first one is a Canon EOS 1300D. You'll remember in the previous cheap challenge, I did the 1000D, which was under £100. The next one we have is a Sony Alpha A330 with a lens, which is a good option. We have a Nikon D60, another good option with a lens. And I've put another one in here, which is a Canon EOS 500D. And the reason I put this one in here, I'll explain in a second. So if I bring you the side-to-side comparison view of these, just to give you an overview. So we have I got all the cameras there? I do. Yeah, I don't have the 1300D. Let me put the 1300D in there so you can see that as well. Yeah, they call it different names in the US, so T6 it'll be known as. Okay, so the T6 is a 1300. Let's have a quick look at the main specs that we're always interested in. Okay, so in order, the 18 megapixel camera is the 1300 Canon D. That's the one that we saw for £169. The 500D is the one we saw at just over £100. And that is 15 megapixel. The Sony Alpha is a 10 megapixel and the Canon D60 is a 6 megapixels. And these are all ranging from the earliest being 2002 to the newest being 2016. So that gives you an idea of the range of dates we've got. Let's go into the nitty gritty. So firstly, we're concentrating on photos. So a lot of these will have limited ISO capabilities. The main one that gives you slightly better ISO performance is the 1300D Canon and the 500D Canon. The others are 3200 ISO and 1000 ISO for the D60, which is an older Canon camera. Do they offer video? Because naturally you might want to make a video here and there. So let's have a quick look. The Sony Alpha has a tilting screen, which would be handy if you're doing vlogging, but does it have video? Let's find out. That camera does not have video. The 500D offers video and the 1300D offers video. The 1300D offers it at 1080p, which is a step up from our previous £100 challenge where it was only 720p. So let's knock off the 2 cameras that we don't really want. So D60, not a good call. So after our research, we don't think that's a good call. So let's get rid of those up here. And Nikon D60 is an option. Did I even include that? Let me see if I can add that. I don't think it was in the DP review. Nikon D60. 60. Okay, there we go. So now we can compare those 3 cameras. So D60 released in 2008. It's 10 megapixels. It's good ISO respectable ISO performance. Does it have video? I know we're looking at photography, but video is a nice to have. No, it does not have video. So for photography, D60 would be a good option. but if you want that option there for video, it might not be the best. So let's have a look at that example. So the 1300D at £170, the body only, is a 2016 body, so it's a newer body. So that's a contender. We'll look at a lens for you, so we can still make it under 200 with a starter lens. The Sony Alpha, we're getting rid of that one because it doesn't offer video and it is a slightly older camera, so it will struggle. The D60 didn't have video, so as a photography camera, that is a good call. At £170, you'll have some change left over to buy a memory card and some extra batteries, because ideally we want you shooting with the full gear at that price range. You don't have to buy extras, or you might be able to get a tripod, a cheap tripod for 20-30 quid, which will round you off to 200. You can decide. The other one is a Canon 500D. The reason I mentioned this camera is £107. So we've got over £83 to play with for a lens, because remember, lenses are very important. So you can either go for under 200. You can go to a Canon EOS 1300D and spend a bit of money on a lens, or you can go on an older body at 500D and pick up a lens to make that a nice bundle. Let's have a look at some lenses for that Canon body. So I would suggest, let's try the 50 1.8. That's probably going to be about 60-ish pounds. Yeah, I haven't put Canon in there. Canon 50mm 1.8. Okay, that £42 for the young Neo. You might as well get the Canon. Let's have a look. Slightly higher, £62 Canon. Okay, there. So that's a good option. If you want a zoom lens, you can also go for the kit zoom lens for these, which is an 18 to 35, I think. Canon 55. Let's see how much that one is. Let's do a quick buy it now. We don't want to mess about with auctions because I want to give you a price as it stands today. And let's do price lowest to highest, and we'll have a quick look at the results. We want a newer model because these are the early models which are cheaper. Oh, there we go. That's a beautiful one there. Okay, so here's the option. You get a Canon 1300D, £170. You could pick up a cheap 18 to 55, the first version, for about £30, which is similar to my last suggestion, but that was a 1000D camera. So that would give you a nice bundle for £200. However, if you're willing to go to an older camera, which was my first camera actually, the 500D, at £107, and then spend £44 on this zoom lens, you'll have a beautiful starting setup. You can't see that screen full. Let's bring that over there. There you go. So that is 18 to 55. Take loads of photos, see how you find the photos, decide which lens you want next. That is a good option for you for under £200. And there's two camera options there. I know they're Canon. However, in the previous under £100, we looked at a bridge camera. So if you have a cheaper budget, check that out. If you have a bit more money to spend, that's where the fun happens. So check out my other video, which will be giving you camera options for under 300, and you'll be able to find something for yourself there. See you in one of these videos.